Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Texas Longhorns lose to Florida, a unranked 1-3 team. Who I think Florida. This is what I will say. Florida. Yes, their record is really bad, but Florida is a team that is a lot better than what their record shows. They've had a hard schedule. Their defense has been really good. It's just been their offense that's been the lacking, and their offense is why they've lost their games. I mean, you look at the fact that they played really good defense against LSU, but then their quarterback throws, 4 or 5 interceptions in that game, and they lose the ball game because of it. They should have easily beat LSU and got an upset win against them. And, I felt like their offense didn't do enough against, South Florida, and their loss to South Florida. They held them to 17 points in that game, and they still lost by 1 point. And so that was a really tough loss for Florida as well. And so you've seen this Florida team as of right now through their 3 losses. Their defense has been good. Their defense hasn't been the problem. It's been the offense. And today, I think for one of the first times this year, outside of the first game when they played basically a nobody school, they haven't really, their first game, they played a nobody school, or not a nobody's, I don't know if I'd say a nobody school, but played a very easy opponent and won the game. The last 3 games, they've lost all 3 of their last 3 games playing harder opponents, and, we've seen their offense look like terrible, but in all 3 of those games, their defense hasn't looked terrible, and I thought today they went out there on both sides of the football, played a very impressive football game. And I think what's going to be scary for Florida is if they can click like that offensively, like this. I think that it's going to be really interesting to watch what they can do as the season goes on. Because, look, I know the Texas offense looks really questionable right now, and as a Longhorns fan, I'm kind of petrified of the way this offense looks right now. But I think there's no arguing the fact that this defense is legit. This offense has a lot of questions, but this defense is legit. And Florida came into this game today and put up 27 points of offense. I know they had 29 points in the total, but there was a safety. The 27 points of offense against a team that is I'm going to say the best defense, one of the best defenses in the country. The number 1 team in the country at home faced this defense, and they could only put up 14 points against them. And and then you've got Florida today put up more than double of that point total. They had double that point total, but almost double of that offensive point total with 14 compared to 27. I think it's really impressive with the way this offense looked today against this amazing defense. I think that's really impressive, and it's something I think Florida can potentially build on a momentum moving forward, because that schedule really doesn't get easier. I think really Florida is a team that has one of the hardest schedules in college football this year, and this win right here for them might have been able to save Billy Napier's job. I don't know. Even though they win this game, I'm questioning one decision that Billy Napier made late in the game that really gave Texas the ball back and gave them a shot to win this ball game. I mean, and I know they were only 40. They were 40 yards away, but I don't think they would have been as close if Napier didn't if he made the decision. If he would have made the right decision. There was 1:50 left in the ball game, and one of Florida's players lost a helmet, and it was either 10-second runoff, which would have taken it to 143, and Florida would still have the ball, or take a timeout. And Texas has no timeouts. You're trying to keep them away from the ball, and if you're going to give them the ball back, you want the clock at the lowest point possible, especially as you're entering a 3rd down. You want to right there. What Napier should have done was taken the 10-second runoff, and after that 10-second runoff, run a play. Would have ran more clock off. What does Napier do? Calls a timeout, stops the clock. Texas stops him on 3rd down. Texas gets the ball back with a minute. Well, it was 1:06 when Texas when Florida punted the ball originally, Texas got the ball back with exactly 55 seconds left on the clock. 11 seconds ran off in between that punt, which is crazy. But just think about what would have been on the clock if Napier takes the 10-second runoff instead. Texas would have had a lot less time there, instead. I know they won the football game, but it's decisions like that I think makes a school question something about your head coach. Tell me why you made that decision to not take the 10-second runoff in a moment like that and call a timeout. Like, what's the logic between that? The announcer said, oh, try to build a game plan because it's third and short. You want to build a game plan. I get that. You want to build a game plan for third down, but you're putting your team in a position where you're giving them less of a chance to win, because Texas has a lot better of a chance winning the football game and tying the football game up when they've got 55 seconds left with 55 seconds left with 0 timeouts at the 30-yard line, compared to what it might have been 25 seconds left. And so, because that's what it could have been, if not a shorter amount of time, if Napier just lets the 10-second runoff happen. But sorry to go into detail about that, but I thought that was a really questionable call by Billy Napier in this game. But this definitely saves his job a little bit, I think. But he's still got a lot of season left, because they've still got a long, hard schedule left as the season goes on. This was a tough loss for Texas. I was really disappointed. We can go over the scoring summary. I mean, Florida scored the first 10 points of the ball game with a touchdown for Jaden Baugh and the Trey Smack 34-yard field goal, and then Texas scored in the second quarter for the first time with a Arch Manning touchdown pass to Wisner. Then DJ Lagway threw the touchdown pass to Dallas Wilson for 13 yards that made it 17-7. Then the team safety really hurt Texas, made it 19-7. Trey Smack with a 38-yarder, 22-7. Ryan Wingo connected with Arch Manning for 38 yards, which Wingo made some nice catches today, but I thought look, as a Longhorns fan, Wingo is terrible. He had a catch on his body that he kept bobbling that he should have caught. Would have taken Texas deep into into Florida territory. He had a false start that was terrible. He had a couple other balls that he should have caught, in my opinion. Wingo has been a constant. He's made good plays here and there, but Wingo, I think, makes too many bad plays than he does good plays. And a lot of Arch Manning's interceptions this year that he has thrown have been targeted to Wingo. A couple of them have been Wingo's fault as well. And then DJ Lagway threw a 55-yard touchdown pass at Dallas Wilson. I mean, this kid looks insane. And if I'm correct, I think they just got him back. And he looks incredible. He can be a really good addition to this Florida offense. Wisner had his second touchdown of the day with a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 29-21. Manning threw 263 passing yards today, 16 for 29. I thought Arch made good throws out there. He had a way better second half with some making better throws and going downfield. I thought there were some really nice throws that he had in the second half, but it's not. There wasn't. I don't look at his performance and think it was an overall good performance. I thought there were some good throws here and there, but threw 2 picks that really hurt Texas as well. And so, he led the team in rushing yards. I think that's really disappointing. Like the fact that, look, I think you would have told me Arch led the team in rushing yards. I would have thought he had way more than 37 rushing yards. The running game needs to get more out of this offense, and that's why they lost today. Moore had 3 receptions for 75 receiving yards, leading Texas in receiving yards. And also, Livingstone got hurt today. That really hurts. So, yeah, Anthony Hill Jr. led the Longhorns with 14 tackles. Ball led Florida for rushing yards with 107. That's what I'm talking about. Like, this Texas defense is legit. They have one of the best defenses in the league. And Wilson and Ball today just killed them. Absolutely killed them. Ball had 27 carries and 107 rushing yards. Wilson had 6 receptions and 111 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Credit to them. You guys let me know your thoughts on the 29-21 win for Florida in the comment section, and peace out.